I am going to fix the Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion albums. Look, I came here to do two things: chew bubblegum and talk hair metal. And it looks like I'm almost out of bubblegum. Welcome to the Hair Metal Guru. My name is Anthony. They call me the Guru. And today I'm going to do something that has needed to be done for a long fucking time. Now, why do they need to be fixed? Well, I kind of have a story that might help settle this point that there's something wrong with them. In the last year, I have seen Guns N' Roses live, and I've seen the Steven Adler band live. And Guns N' Roses in 2023 was a big fucking bloated mess. There are like 9 people on stage: keyboard players, maraca players, congo players, fucking horns, all sorts of shit that just completely detracts what Guns N' Roses was like when they released this epic fucking debut album. So, a few weeks ago, I go see Steven Adler. And Steven Adler is what Guns N' Roses, in my opinion, is what they should be. Two guitars, bass, and drums, just like the Guns N' Roses we came to know and love. So, anyway, the Use Your Illusions were a good idea in theory because Guns N' Roses at this time was the biggest band in the world. Appetite for Destruction, which came out in 1987, is the biggest selling debut album of all time. It sold, I think right now it's at about 18 million copies. And they were raw, they were dangerous, and they were fucking awesome. Two guitars, bass, and drums. But by the time you get through, well, the Lies album, you get through touring, you get through everybody telling you that you're the greatest fucking thing since sliced bread, and suddenly we come out with the Use Your Illusions, and there's horns, and there's keyboards, and there's this, and there's that, and there's 10-minute epic songs. Now, look, some of that is okay. Okay. Keyboards are fine in certain places. Harmonica and maybe, fuck, well, I hate horns. Maybe even a little bit of horns. But 30 songs, a double album, it was way more than was needed, which is just like what Guns N' Roses is now: big, bloated, and a lot of it unnecessary. So, I took the 30 songs that were on Guns N' Roses, the two Use Your Illusion albums, and brought them down to one 14-song album. Now, are people going to agree with my choices? Well, you should, but probably fucking not. And I get it. I don't like blues stuff. So if there's bluesy elements on songs, it's probably going to be out. And maybe you like fucking blues, and that's fine. People are welcome to disagree. In fact, when the video is done, hey, hop in the comments and tell me where I got it wrong. So, before we get going, hey, if you like the kind of stuff that I'm doing, I'm on about 58. I think this is be my 58th video. So if you like talk about hair metal and Guns N' Roses, I know Guns N' Roses doesn't fit many people's oh, there's Charlie barking. Guns N' Roses doesn't fit a lot of people's definition of hair metal, but hey, it's good enough for me. So I do like to show stuff that I have framed in my house. And I have taken to framing vinyl picture discs. And I got this off eBay from somewhere overseas, and it is the uncensored copy, the uncensored cover of Appetite for Destruction with the well, the scene with the chick and the guys. So anyway, this got censored in America. It got censored everywhere, but some places they still released ads with the censored cover. So the vinyl picture disc, uncensored, for Appetite for Destruction. So, um, I was a freshman in college in September of 1991 when the Illusions came out, and it was a big fucking deal. All the record stores opened at midnight the night before, or whatever you want to say, so people could come in, or at midnight and buy this album. That was a rare fucking thing. I think it was done for Pearl Jam too on their second album. But anyway, even in Little Fargo, North Dakota, where I live, the record stores opened at midnight. So it went on sale September 17th, 1991. And a week later, when the charts came out on Billboard, Guns N' Roses was the first band since 1974 to have two albums uh, at the number one and number two spot on Billboard. You know who did it in 1974? A guy named Jim Croce. Bad, bad Leroy Brown, that Jim Croce. So, anyway, these were an event. Now, this is kind of off topic, but when Guns N' Roses released the Use Your Illusions and were the biggest band in the world, probably along with Metallica at that point, 13 days later, on September 13th of 1991, a unknown band named Nirvana aired for the first time on MTV with their debut single, a song called Smells Like Teen Spirit. It was a crazy time to be in college in 1991, 1992. And I think someday in the near future, I'd like to do a video just talking about what it was like witnessing that dramatic change from hair metal and stuff like this to grunge and alternative bands. Anyway, so Guns N' Roses is the biggest band in the world. But I always felt like the Use Your Illusions were a disappointment. Tons of great songs, but a lot of filler, you know? So I've always talked about if they had made one album, put the best songs on one album instead of a double album, that you might have a single record that could compete with Appetite for Destruction. So nobody's done it. Well, maybe somebody's done it, but not that I've ever heard of. So I, the hair metal guru, am going to do it for you. I took the 30 songs off the Use Your Illusions, trimmed them down to 14, and some of them were painful cuts, but I did it. We'll see what happens. We'll see if you agree or disagree. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with Use Your Illusion 1. I'm going to go song by song, and I'm just going to give some brief comments. And at the end of each song, I'll tell you if it's a keeper or if it's out. So hopefully this will be a little bit shorter than my usual videos, which are about an hour and a half, oftentimes thanks to Brian from the Hairband Basement. So, hey, Brian, just kidding, man. Love you. Okay. Use Your Illusion number 1 opens up with Right Next Door to Hell. It's an up-tempo, raging rocker. It is what I think most people wanted out of a Guns N' Roses album. Is it my favorite song? No, but it's a good song, and it's the type of song that demands to be kept on. It's a keeper. There's one song for you. Song number 2, Dust and Bones. Mid-tempo, keyboard drivel. Bye-bye. It's out. Number 3. Okay, I maybe should have said this at the beginning, but with 30 fucking songs, we're not keeping cover songs, all right? Live and Let Die is a great song, but it's a cover. I know it was a hit, but it's out. Number 4, Don't Cry. And Don't Cry, I don't know if I love Don't Cry, but it was a massive hit. It's a good ballad. Most people know I like ballads, so you got to keep it. All right. So now we have 2 songs so far. Number 5, Perfect Crime. I should love this song. It's got what I want out of Guns N' Roses. It's up tempo. It's got some snarling riffs, and Axl is raging against the dying of the light. But I listened to it 3 times and I still don't care if I ever hear it again. So it's out. Next is You Ain't the First. This is a bluesy, acoustic-based shit show. It's out. Song number 7 off Illusion 1. is Bad Obsession. So I shouldn't like this song. It's got a bunch of harmonica, which I'm not really into, even though it's Michael Monroe from Hanoi Rocks playing the harmonica, and I fucking love Michael Monroe and Hanoi. There's horns in it, and everyone knows horns don't belong in metal. And there's a bunch of piano, so sometimes it sounds like honky tonk, but I'll be damned if it isn't catchy as shit, and it's got a kick-ass guitar riff in it, and I like Axl's mid-range voice here, so it's a keeper. All right, what do we got? 3 songs that we've kept so far. All right, song number 8, Back Off Bitch. Great riffing, GNR at its gritty best. Axl being the polite boy that we know we all want him to be. Just kidding. It's a keeper. Number 9 is Double Talkin' Jive. Now, it kind of rocks, but it just doesn't do anything for me. In the last 40 seconds of mellow acoustic outro just seals the deal. It's out. And by the way, I know Alice Cooper is on The Garden, but it sounds like I hear him on Double Talkin' Jive too. So anyway, it's out. Number 10 is November Rain. I love this ballad. Great lyrics. Sometimes I think it should have been a little bit shorter, but it's amazing. It's a keeper. Song number 11 is The Garden. And I know Alice Cooper is on this, but fuck, this southern swampy blues shit is not my thing at all. The Garden, fuck that, it's out. And then song number 12 is Garden of Eden. Like, you don't put 2 fucking songs named The Garden right in a row. Anyway, this is damn near a punk song. And if you watch the channel, you know I love punk. But I can only have 14 songs on this damn thing. So this was the last song that I cut, and I agonized over it. But to get down to 14, something that I like is going to have to go. It's out. Song number 13, Don't Damn Me. Great riff by Slash. Axl's vocals are snotty and punky. It's got this cool melodic breakdown in the middle. That means it stays. 14, Bad Apples. The bluesy, funky intro lost me in the first 15 seconds. You know why GNR had to put so many damn keyboards to this shit is beyond me. The song is okay, but okay is not good enough here. It's out. Song number 15 is Dead Horse, and this is a cool song. It's got this slow acoustic intro before it kicks in. I really like this. It's a keeper. 16, the last song off Illusion 1, is Coma. Coma isn't bad. It's a decent song, but it's 10 minutes long. And like most things that Guns N' Roses did after Appetite, it's big and it's bloated. And in today's world of ADHD, it's got to go. I mean, we got November Rain, which is a super long song. There's going to be another super long song that's going to be a keeper later on. So Coma, sorry, you're up. Okay, that means that off Use Your Illusion 1, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs. So now we can have 7 off Use Your Illusion 2. So let's move on to number 2. Song number 1. It's another ballad. How many multiple? Okay. Yes, I love ballads. And yes, this is a very good song. I think I got kind of sick of it at some point, but it's got to stay on. It was a massive hit, and I like cool ballads. So Civil War stays. 2, 14 years. Not bad, but again, so much fucking piano. Look, I like this song, but we can't have a 20-song album. So 14 years is out. Yesterdays. I love this song. Great melodic intro. The lyrics are really introspective. It's a keeper. Next is Knocking on Heaven's Door, and I know some people are going to be pissed, but we're not keeping covers, okay? Bob Dylan, bless your heart. You wrote a great song, and GNR did a great version of it, but it's out. Number 5 on Illusion 2 is Get in the Ring. This is such a fun fucking song. And I love, especially when I was younger. Now, when you get a little bit older, yeah, it's kind of, but Listening to Axel call out people who have wronged him and naming names, all these music magazine guys. That's the kind of shit that made Guns N' Roses the most dangerous band in the world. That and the fact that they snorted half of Peru. Okay. Um, Next, number 6 on Illusion 2, Shotgun Blues. I like this song, but another one that you can't keep everything. So Shotgun Blues, it's got to go. Good tune though. 7 is Breakdown. I love Breakdown. It's similar to Estranged in the way it uses keyboards. And I'm not against keyboards, but sometimes I think you can overdo keyboards. In this case, it works. And this is one of my favorite songs off these two albums. Breakdown stays. All right. Number 8, Pretty Tied Up. This damn near missed the cut. But I really like this song. And I got to get 30 songs to 14, but it's got a catchy chorus. And I've always just even when I haven't listened to the Illusions for a long time, when somebody asks me about songs I like, I'm like, oh, I always remember Pretty Tied Up. So it made the cut. It has to stay. Pardon me, I got a fucking itch on my nose. Promise it's not cocaine. Okay. Uh, okay. Uh, Number 9 on Illusion 2, Locomotive. This is the kind of shit that I'm talking about. It's a big bloated mess. Axel's voice sounds like dog shit at the beginning. The chorus sucks. And the last 2 minutes is just a clusterfuck that we don't need. It's out. What the fuck were they thinking? Number 10, So Fine. Most people know I love ballads, and this isn't all ballad. It's like partially ballad. Sometimes it kicks in. But Duff McKagan, the bass player, sings lead vocals here. And I'll say this about Duff's singing abilities. He's a good bass player. Okay, it's out. Number 11, Estranged, one of the massive hits on this album, on these albums. And it's like it's two different songs. So I'll be honest, the first 340 of the song aren't my favorite. It's okay. But then when it changes, you have like this piano breakdown for about 2 minutes. And at around 520, it turns into one of the greatest songs that Guns N' Roses ever wrote. I fucking love it from then on. Definitely a keeper. Number 12, You Could Be Mine. One of my favorite GNR songs of all time. It's what I think, what most people want. It's reminiscent. It sounds like it could fit on Appetite. Fucking 2 guitars, bass, and drums. If there's other shit in there, well, I don't hear it. So it's a keeper. 13 is Don't Cry alternate lyrics. So we don't got to worry because we already kept a version of Don't Cry. And 14 is My World, which is not really a song. So it's out. So we've now gone through every song on the 2 Illusion albums. We have our 14 keepers. Doesn't this sound like such a better album than this 2 big pieces of bloated shit with a bunch of awesome stuff in it? So let's go through it. Number 1, Right Next Door to Hell. Here's our album, Right Next Door to Hell. Don't Cry. Look, thumbs up. Bad Obsession, Back Off Bitch, November Rain, Don't Damn Me, and Dead Horse. That's 7 songs off Use Your Illusion 1. Use Your Illusion 2, Civil War, Yesterdays, Get in the Ring, Breakdown, Pretty Tied Up, Estranged, and You Could Be Mine. So that does it. Look, I know there's going to be some hate on this. I know I probably picked some people's favorite songs for the cutting room floor. And for that, I don't fucking apologize. Okay. If you want to do your own video, okay, and I won't give you shit for yours. You can have all the shitty blues, swampy, funky shit that I took out. Okay, that's fine. So, what do you think? Agree? Disagree? And hey, I'm perfectly fine. I know there's going to be people who disagree. Okay. And that's fine. And I would love to hear it. Just don't be a dick about it. And if you do, then I'll be a dick back. Anyway, let me know in the comments. Would love it if you like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Hey, either way, I really appreciate anybody who takes the time to watch a little bit of what I do seriously. That is me putting the Use Your Illusion albums to one 14-song album. I hope you dig this. Until the next video comes out, my name's Anthony. They call me the Guru. Take care.